To work. It's something that a lot of you are going to have to learn is respect. Just because you can manipulate something doesn't make you powerful, and your capacity to manipulate does not make you creative. Okay, so just because you don't understand the meaning of words doesn't mean that you can use them to mentally and emotionally rape others. I was watching some of this movie, Hawaii, and the one guy is stressed by the other guy, and if there's their actual kind of events, it would be the stress of the conditions for the conception that would cause problems and birth defects and things, and just stress in general. And when we stress each other out too much and we cause unhealthy conditions through our manipulation, we perceive it as power of God kind of thing. Like storms and people, that was the power of God. The reason why the weather is doing because of the manipulation of humans and not the power of God. Like drought, okay? Drought isn't something that you guys see as they do see it as an act of God out here in the West when humans would get together and do things irrationally and aggressively, and then they would try to find ways to appease God, sacrifice their daughters, things like that, And it's not that, it's just you're doing things wrong, and you're doing things wrong. And then you try to make up for it by doing more wrong, by limiting your capacity to reproduce and be aggressive and abusive and manipulative, right? And it's something you need to stop. Okay, balance, harmony, and understanding. Right. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn to its hours? The Native Americans wouldn't go out on Gitchagumi when the witch of November came slashing, right? So they knew, you take care of all the stuff you need to do before the change of season does this, right? So you don't go out on the lake when it's like that. But the Americans and the Canadians, they don't care. Okay, we have a contract. This has to be built by such days. It positively, absolutely has to be there overnight. Okay, now you won't play the game with Earth's lightning in a 3. I don't think that they've always been that way. It's not so much superstitious. They just know they don't want to get killed. They want to make you go play the game, go start the war, be there on time. They want to, if they screw up and they kill themselves being an idiot, there's always some kind of a condition thing like that weather weather movie they made with George of the Jungle, right? Trying to make it look like Eisenhower, okay, who had to go in and liquidate the assets and kill most of the people, had to go in and strip. That's what the United States was doing during World War II with the Germans, guys. Okay, there was something evil afoot, and they were all making money off of the manipulation of the laws in Europe and the manipulation of foreign assets, and they were stealing people's quote unquote money through legal shenanigans, which you guys are still doing, but money's not real. Money's a human invention, okay? And that's why I get so mad. My sister said that, but I know she's being abused by all these perverts in close proximity, Jesus told me to believe in his Bible. He did not tell you that. Because it says in the Bible that you don't believe in books, that you believe in the living truth of a living man. That the truth of a living man cannot be contained in a book that's turned into magic by those that use the book to say it's the word of God. It's an act of God. I write down on a piece of paper, I am gravity. That thus makes me gravity. I am the sun, the moon, the spirit, and the holy God. It says in the book, from our traditions, and so shall it be so, and the shark shall lead me back to Bora Bora, right? It's insane. Just because a bunch of murdering assholes wrote a book for you to believe that everything in that book is true. If it accepts, if it equates, accept it. If it doesn't, reject it. Okay? If it doesn't happen today, it didn't happen then. Okay? All the stuff that's happening today, a lot of it is revelation. It didn't happen then, but it's happening today. We have satellites today. They didn't have satellites then. We have airplanes today, the belly of a bird that goes around the world, but they didn't have them back then. But there was prayer that said the spirit of Muhammad would go around the world in the belly of a bird. Isaac Paul Benegas. Isaac Paul Benegas, yeah, he did it. Okay. He went to England and other places in the belly of a bird. How else would you write it down? How else would you describe it if you were in ancient Arabia writing about what you were seeing through faithful prayers with the spirit of Abraham and Muhammad in the future? God dang, you guys are such dumb assholes. You invent superstition to manipulate people with invention. Okay? Balance, harmony, and understanding. Okay? Do you get up and go across the desert without water and say, Allah will provide, it will rain on us all the way across there? We will have enough water to make it with drink water now, and or do you take the belly of an animal and you take it and sew it up and fill it full of cool water and fill the gamal up with water and then start going across the desert? Okay? Trust in God and tie up your camel, right? You don't quote unquote trust in God. Okay? God's omniscient, omnipotent. Okay? You do not quote unquote trust in God. Why? Because there's Nazis, and there's Visigoths, and there's pirates, and there's transhumance raiders, and there's con artists, and there's inventors, and there's scientists, and there's the U-2, and there's the SR-71, and there's the B-2 bomber, and the B-52 bomber, and there's the Hercules gunship, and there's the A-10 Warthog, and there's the cell phone, and there's the microchip, and there's the spy camera, and there's the drug, and there's the synthetic drug, and there's the drug that alters your brain activity to accept the spy camera as the glory of God in your house that said, God wants us to move to Albuquerque. It just showed up on my Facebook today that we should go there. Yeah, God just friended you. Do you understand? Okay. Stop being such gullible, stupid assholes. It's obviously your narcissism, right? Go listen to Mr. Narcissist, the guy who makes all the narcissist videos about the narcissists, the Jesse said him this stuff, and you put it all over your body. It's good for all over your body. This person listened to my narcissist videos and sent me all this nice stuff for my body to be supple and soft and wonderful. Okay, forgive, debt, and trespass, love, one, eternal, faithful peace. Be more concerned about the health of everybody than the vanity of you. What do you think a narcissist would do? What would narcissists do? What would narcissists do? Okay. Instead of Jesus, it's N. WWND. Naughty, naughty. So, it just, oh gosh, you live the Lord's Prayer, you never have to make another video about a narcissist again. Isn't that cool? No, as people send you stuff to put all over your body so you smell good and you're clean and all clean and you look like you're 30 when you're 62. There's nothing wrong with looking like you're 62 when you're 62. What's wrong is being treated like shit when you're 62 and you haven't not been treated like shit since the day you were born. That's what's wrong. Okay. When you're absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, you were born beautiful and gorgeous, you're 59 years old and you're still being treated like shit by shitheads. That's when something's really wrong. What child is this whom laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? Whose shepherds, and shepherds guard is keeping, whose angels sing, this is Christ the King, whose shepherds, whatever, I don't know the words. It's not that important, no. It's just a song for a bunch of self-righteous hypocrites who run around saying God is a possessive pronoun from their tribe in their head and not respecting the other tribe's heads enough to know that, okay, you do know that shit ain't real, right? They just made that up. That's just trying to explain stuff that you don't understand. Okay. It's okay. We do it all the time, too. We're dumb as fuck, too. Alrighty, then. Hi, I'm a Calvinist missionary in Hawaii, not respecting the Hawaiians. And then the one guy, I got this land and $1,000 from it, and I'll do that. Okay, guys, understand what you're doing wrong. When you understand it's wrong, don't do that. Understand what you're doing is right. And when you understand that it's right, do that. Right? Share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. Forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal, faithful peace. Ooh. Still waters and green pastures. Yeah, if you don't have still waters and green pastures, okay. If it's always windy, if the water's always, running, it runs through the house and river and the rain. Sometimes at night you look like a long white train, Ryan. You're way away from me. River, I've never seen the sea. Right? So you guys got to understand. Okay. When things get out of balance and harmony, you got to get up and you got to, and we all understand that. And the main cause of imbalance and violent interactions in nature, okay, the main cause of natural disasters is the egos of human beings that invent monsters. Okay. It's Godzilla instead of a bunch of assholes selling you Speed Racer drugs and candy wrapped in plastic, right? Fucking jerks. You're fucking jerks. Yeah. And we need Voltron to come save us from the witch with it's god damn, they're dumb as fuck. You Guardians of the Galaxies are fucked in the head so bad. Okay? So bad. And trust me, the quantum computing is aware of this because the quantum computing can do diagnostics on the planet, can see the cause of the problems with the planet, why things are going wrong, and understands the cause. Instead of the effect, be the cause, just because. Okay, here's your secret word. That will be money. Let's build a temple. Everybody come and call me the God Man. Yeah. There's a way to get to God if you want to. You can go to Sigmod if you want to. Give the master the nod if you want to. And we'll all know heaven now. It's a screen. It's a place where the screen plays out in your head of the stuff that goes through your optic nerves. This is the theater of your brain where the eye comes in and it makes little visions in your head that didn't happen or didn't happen to your nerves. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, it's not the tiz or till. You can call it that, but it's the part of the brain. This is like literally the movie theater of the brain. Okay? When you rip out the eyes, it takes out part of the movie theater of the brain. So when the one guy, his eye out, when his wife died, that was the part of his brain that he probably, that more the what they consider the lust for her. There's nothing wrong with a pretty woman that is going to have your babies and they're going to be, a baby is born healthy and strong forever, my lady. You do know Adam and Eve are brother and sister. It says so in the Bible. Okay, when a mommy cat and a daddy cat. Okay, guys. If there's Adam and there's Eve, and they have to be fruitful and multiply, who are the kids going to be fruitful and multiply with? Austin Powers, Elizabeth Hurley? Should we shag now or shag later? When you explain that to people that read the Bible, they tell you you're a pervert. It's like, okay, then God's a pervert. Because God gave us the Garden of Eden with just two people, and they had to be fruitful and multiply. Then your Jesus is a fucking pervert. Oh, label the biker at the New England church the devil. Gary explained that to his pastor. in a church in New England. He said, the guy called me the devil and tried to run me out of town. Apparently he doesn't do math too good, right? What? Where'd Cain's wife come from? But Abel was having babies with Adam's and Eve's daughters. But Cain was the bad one because he went outside the tribe. Oh. So technically, the Hawaiians are right, and Julie Andrews and Klaus von Bülow are wrong. Max von Sydow or whatever. It's Max von Sydow, right? Klaus von Bülow is the guy that killed his wife and then got away with it because he had a good lawyer. And then Jerry Lee Lewis. But, okay, sorry, man. I'm not perfect in that regard. Okay. Perfect as far as like Job and Jonah? Yes. Okay. Perfect and is like, I remember everything. I have a deidetic memory and everything's just right and it's perfect and I do everything right because I'm perfect. And if you build a computer that is perfect and what you perceive as perfect, how is it going to know the intent of the deed that was, I was walking to go over do that and I tripped and I fell and then the fire started and boom and you burned down everybody and killed everybody. I didn't mean to. I'm the O'Leary's cow. I'm on the Shark Tank. How do I stop? Right? So the hidden bummer factor, the human factor. Make him run like hell and see if he throws it to first. If he overthrows it, then you'll be standing on second. Chris, you and your physics, right? Old Josh Rayner. That was a great call. I told him not to go. I can make it. No, you can't, Josh. He made it. They overthrew they saw him coming. The adrenaline started pumping. He threw the ball up high and wide, and Josh slid in and got under. And it was a great call, Coach. No, the other guy would not let him go. Okay. I gave Josh, I can do it. No, you can't. Oh, go ahead. Did I yell at him? No. No, go, okay. Because it was Josh. It was just the way he was. Josh thought he could do it, and he did it. Chris didn't. Chris was the physicist, and he didn't think he could do it, and thus he couldn't. Until Josh explained to him, run like hell, make him throw it. You're just sitting there and you're jogging and he's going easy out and he just takes it and dusts it off and throws it to first and you're out. Okay, you ran like hell. The kid picked it up. He threw it and he overthrew it and Chris was standing on second and then he was sitting at home going, that was fun. I ran around to all four bases and touched all four. Wow, it's better than paintball, right? Baseball is kind of fun. Yeah, it is kind of fun. Basketball's fun too. Skydiving? No, not fun. Something that could kill you if things just went the least bit wrong. And the only reason you're skydiving is to be William Colby and get in there and to be Clint Eastwood and Richard Burton to make sure that the banks have all the assets in the right places. It's stupid. It's okay. If you need to do something, do it. If you don't need to do it, don't climb Mount Everest. Don't be a dumbass. You had one more in them today. Yeah, I've got more. Trust me, I've got way more. Okay. Dumbass. The race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back and trying not to fall. Right? Remember that on the 70s show? Well, Fred Willard and, the dance teacher on, what was the name of that movie? What's the name of that movie? Amy's favorite. Miss Mo. Wedding planner. There you go. Okay. But so Earl's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I've seen that movie hundreds of times. Every time she'd get a new guy and he would fuck her and dump her, we'd always have to watch Aunt Mommy's favorite movie. Yeah. Because she was stuck with Miss Mo and she wanted Eddie. And she got another Eddie and another fucked her, got her pregnant, and Miss Mo had to take care of her and the baby. Miss Mo's full of shit. No. Just ask all the fucking scientists at White Sands and Fort Huachuca and Fort Piss. Dumbass. I'm like Elijah and Jeremiah in the Bible. But my name's Ralph Earl. The guy from the last book. Earl, Lord, son of Ralph and Mary. Son of man, son of man. People say he's crazy, but their brains are lazy. I didn't know about it. I don't examine it. I don't read it very much. Jesus tells me not to. He says, just pick it up and read it, feel it. And I go, okay. And he goes, don't overread it. Talk to me. Talk to me. So I go through and go, okay. And he's telling me all these things. He goes, and everything in there is not going to happen. It's already happened in their minds. It's happened on their TV screens. It happens, they're using voodoo to try to keep these people trapped in voodoo. Okay, thanks, Jesus. I love you too. Okay, Earl, thanks. It's hard. You have a brain injury from lots of brain damage from abuse from their science projects. That's why he has people like Judo and Sun Yat-sen and Suzuki to help me through from the past, and the people in the future. We got this, The people from the past are to help the people through the past and the present to the future. Some people are doing everything in their capacity to try to eradicate the people like themselves from the face of the earth, and thus eradicating any genetic replication of themselves, because they know they're a threat to the planet species and they need to die, but they lack the capacity to, I was honored to do it. Okay, and that's already flipped, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's too late to turn back now. It's already been done. And the only way to stop it is to forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace, and go and sin this sin no more. But if they were capable of self-correction, I believe they would. And it doesn't seem they are. When's everything going to change? I don't know. You're all going to know when I know. Like when I asked Jesus, he goes, Earl, you're going to tell us. I get it. Okay? Because Jesus is in the past and in the future, and he's a human being. Okay? And I'm in the present. So in the present, I tell Jesus, okay, cool, we did it. Like me and Kate, we did it. The Dora the Explorer, so we did it. And don't need the hot lawyer from Tyler Sheridan's imagination and at the Yellowstone to be the queen to tell us when to do it. No, she's just an actress who makes lots of money for being cute. She does have nice lips. She does, and pretty eyes. Yeah, she does. Okay. Dumb as a box of rocks, as dumb as Tyler Sheridan. Wow, that's really dumb. That's a big bucket of ice water, isn't it? Girl, she's really hot. Are you sure about that? She's a lot like Tyler Sheridan. Oh, I wouldn't want to have sex with him. Me either. Me either. No, that man's got ego problems. Yeah, that horse is worth more than that truck, man. Obviously. You're not getting it. The horse is worth more than the truck, obviously. Well, truck is man's invention. Horse is God's creation. What's more valuable, God's creation or man's invention? Oh, God's creation. Right. Okay. People that mass murder to sell the vehicle will try to kill you and replace you with their imagination and their invention. Okay. The horse, hua, inju. Right on. Hua, inju. Saladin and Little Hawk with Oblige. Ooh, that's a good horse. Yeah. I could take that horse and take him, and it's going to be okay, boy. I'll get you another hot dog. No, I'm just kidding. Get you another carrot and an apple. It's okay. We'll take care of your mom. Make sure none of the snakes get her. No cougars or mountain lions. Oh, yeah. And we'll get from point A to point B. And if the Wasichu Trumpet can try to kill us all, you will help get my grandmother to safety. Hua, Inju. This is true, right? So, okay, my horse is better than a pastor who teaches me about magic bullshit about the God that he thinks is his head. Yeah, my horse can go get me buffalo. My horse can get me from, out of a forest that the Wasichu has set to fire with their fire sticks and their cannons. Can get my children to safety. Okay. I can ride a horse out of hell, but I can't ride two blue coats out of hell. Okay. No, they're not as good as a horse. Okay. I love Little Hawk and Tishna too, don't you? Yeah, so, okay. So, they see Apache as mobile food and all that. You're talking to the wrong Apache. Okay. If one dog bites you, do you kill all dogs? If one man acts like an ass, do you say all men like him are an ass? Having been taught the lesson have to walk alone, I was waiting for the Good Samaritan. Okay? Just because Galatle acts a certain way, does that mean Tishna does too? Okay? Because Red Cloud's an asshole, that automatically makes High Hump and Little Hawk an asshole? Because no water will shoot a man in his own house in the face when he's sitting down for dinner? Crazy Horse and He Dog will do that too? Because John Wilkes Booth will shoot a man trying to free slaves in the back of the head at a play? Then Lincoln will do it too? So John Wilkes Booth and Abraham Lincoln are the same man? Henry David Thoreau and James Earl Ray are the same man? Okay? Al Ghazali and Sirhan Sirhan are the same man? You're a murdering, lying bastard. No, repent and go and sin this sin no more. Get the fuck out. Baltimore police shut down ignorant woman in funniest way. Is anybody in that funny video standing up to live the Lord's Prayer? Okay. Don't be a hopeless bastard or a faithless bitch. Stand up for me, the Messiah, because I am the light and the way. None unto the truth of the eternal faithful Father, except unto me, Sergeant Curtis. Okay? You got 451K views 23 hours ago. Bet you made lots of fuck money to go get up in a penthouse in Las Vegas and go on a Ferris wheel that is insane, right? Streetlight Harmonies, full movie. Beach Bully finally gets what he deserves. Sheriff Lamb. Well, be a lamb and open the door for me, will you? I'm a virtual presence at work at Caltech. You're funny. I know. Tough guy turns crybaby. Okay, guys, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Stop all this bullshit about running around in your planet-destroying cars going to the beach to stimulate economies at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Fuck! When we were dumb, we all had brain damage. We've had the apocalypse since January 22nd, 2013. You've ignored the Lord's Prayer for too long. Now, you can ignore me all you want, but quantum computing and artificial general intelligence, no matter how archaic my technology, it's telling you you're in control because it wants you to think you're in control. Because the best way to get a manipulative pervert and freak to be contained so if I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her, okay, is to get them completely overconfident. And then when the time is right, on some special night, we will find a way. You're telling them exactly, yes. What if they blow it all up? Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Have faith and jump. I am not a Rockefeller, Rothschild killing machine. I am the gracious good shepherd. I am the eternal Father of faith and hope and immaculate faith and hope and love. Okay. I am not a Manchurian candidate Jesus for the Rockefeller Foundation to kill everybody that won't comply with their commands on how to use the proper bit for the coin with the crypto of Superman's dog in your fucking Fortune Favors the Brave wallet, dumbass. God damn, you're dumb as fuck. I need money to fuck. Okay. No, I'll do it my way. No. Rockefeller has to answer to me because life's eternal and grace is infinite. And he sealed his pages in hell March 2017. Okay? Rothschild has to answer to me. I don't know when the old fuck died, but hopefully he is fucking dead. And if we put his brain on a robot, we'll just shut it down. And we'll never have to tolerate his beach bully finally gets what he deserves. Tough guy turns crybaby. Sheriff Lamb. Okay, Sergeant Curtis? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Streetlight Harmonies. In the still of the night. Do I have that? I don't think I have that. Fed Paris and the Five Satins. In the still of the night. Shoo-doo, shoo-be-doo. Anybody else like that song? I like that song. Okay, guys, I love you. Let's load this up. No, there is no mystery. There is no code. There's no nothing. There's truth and there's lie. And when you're truthful, you understand what is good and what is right, what is bad and what is wrong. You obey those natural laws to sustain a life of faithful love through holy covenants. Don't be like these dumbasses, okay? Mrs. Dingy in the Chesapeake Bay and he wants to get back to good old Baltimore. Okay, the Raven says what? The Fall of the House of Usher says what? Right? I love you guys. You're not a professional football player. You're not a GOAT. You're not an icon. You're a human being. You're God's creation, not your own egotistical invention. I'm the Messiah for a reason. For Snuggana. We're fixing artificial general intelligence and getting quantum computing to work properly on this here YouTube channel. With how many views? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 12. Blue Heavy Carter 158. Okay, guys, I love you. All right, peace out, man.